You've been out digging in the garden lately? If so, have you spotted any funnel webs? You can let me know if you have. I don't know that I'll necessarily be doing any digging anytime soon. I've been a little freaked out, would that be the right word, by a report in the Newcastle Herald today. They're saying that there have been 3 large-scale funnel web discoveries in the region this month, including one where 30 of the spiders were found in a Raymond Terrace garden, and the images that they've used to illustrate this story did make the hairs on the back of my neck stand up, I have to admit. So I'm a little confused. I don't know if it's normal to find that many funnel webs around, particularly in these cold months. And I wonder if we're having a bit of an unusual spell with funnel webs at the moment. For more, Mary Rayner, she's on the line now, the General Manager at the Australian Reptile Park. Welcome back, Mary. Always good to talk to you.
Yes, lovely to talk to you too, Jenny.
Now, this is, as I said, it does worry me a little bit to hear about some really big discoveries of funnel webs. Is it normal to find a big group of funnel webs, say 30, I think it was being reported in Raymond Terrace?
Yes, it is quite normal if you do actually dig them up. All these funnel webs that have been found have actually been dug up. They're not out roaming around. And from the photographs that I have seen, they all look like funnel webs or immature females and males. So all the females will just remain in their burrows. So that's why you're digging up these large colonies of female funnel webs.
Okay, so usually they might be down there. It's quite usual for them to be down there, but they wouldn't necessarily become a problem to you unless you happen to stick the shovel in and dig up where they are living.
That's correct. And probably a lot of places where these funnel webs have been dug up, they've probably had these colonies there for years and no one's known that they were even there because the females just don't wander away from their burrows unless they're flooded out or unless they're dug up. So with this house, I think it was Raymond Terrace that they dug up, that colony was probably there for the lifespan of that family.
I noticed that the person the homeowner is being quoted as saying, she was quite worried because her children had been out in the garden the day before and they'd been cleaning up. So the message I'm getting from you is, though, really those funnel webs have probably been there, forever, and they're just not a problem. They just get on with it below the ground.
That's correct.
Okay.
Where it becomes a problem is when you get the male funnel webs who suddenly mature. They're immature for 3 to 5 years, and then they do mature and they wander around looking for females. That's when we come in contact normally with the funnel webs, when they inadvertently come inside because they're trying to escape the sunshine. They can't tolerate sunshine at all.
That's also then why you usually find them, under outdoor furniture or in pipes or those kinds of dark places.
In gumboots and in the
gloves,
jackets on towels.
It really does give me the shivers, Mary, I have to admit. But you're not as squeamish as me. The Reptile Park deals with funnel webs all the time. Do you still run the milking program?
Yes, the Australian Reptile Park is still the sole supplier of all snake and funnel web venom for the anti-venom program here in Australia, saving approximately 300 lives each year. And I've just found out recently that we also help save about 1,000 lives in New Guinea annually too. So it's when you look at the 50-year program that the park's been doing so far, there's an excess of 15 to 20,000 lives that the park has helped save. So it's a really important program.
Mary, would you know?
Life-saving program.
Indeed. Would you know? And can you tell that my mind's a little bit fixated on this topic? Would you know if there is, a colony of funnel webs living underground? Is there any kind of indication on the surface so that if you are doing yard work, that you might avoid that area?
Okay, the only place that you will find funnel webs is where it's in shade. You will not find funnel web burrows anywhere where there's sunshine because they just cannot tolerate the strength of the day.
Even that they're underground, where the sun hits the ground, they will not be below there.
No, they will not be below there. Normally you see, and they're trapdoors. Like we get lots of people saying, we've just dug up a whole lot of funnel webs, and quite normally they're trapdoors. The first question I always ask is there sunshine there? And they'll predominantly say yes, and I'll say no, they won't be funnel webs, they'll be trapdoors.
Mm-hmm. Are trapdoors poisonous?
Or No.
Right.
Or mouse spiders. Now, if you remember, I've forgotten how many years it would be. It must be at least 5 to 7 years ago. There was the amazing X-file case of mouse spiders in a backyard in one of the suburbs of Newcastle, and it's never actually been seen before anywhere in Australia. They were the eastern mouse spider,
Yes.
and there was over 500 of them, and we ended up getting the backyard dug up because they had a very small family.
Yes.
And that was amazing because there were spiderlings, like little hatchlings to very mature adults, and you could just see that they were a happy colony, and they came out when it was wet. So,
that rings a bell with me now, Mary. I remember that. Wow.
So Newcastle seems to have these kind of colonies. You sometimes hear on the Central Coast as well, but honestly, these colonies are only going to be found where there's shade, and usually it's more remnant rainforest, wettish kind of areas, although they can establish themselves in brick walls and things like that.
That's really good information. That's really good information, Mary, that just be sensible and keep an eye out, keep those things in mind, but, don't give up on the garden for fear that you're going to hit a nest of thousands of funnel webs. It doesn't necessarily work that way.
And it's just unfortunate that the Sydney cohabitates with the Sydney funnel web spider, which has a radius of about 200 kilometres. So you've got the biggest populace in Australia with the second deadly spider in the world, but you don't get a lot of bites each year, and there have been no recorded deaths since the anti-venom became available in 1980. So the Australian Reptile Park will be celebrating 30 years of this anti-venom program in November this year.